Speaking of D-Gens, it's time now again for He's the King, and we are joined by the King himself, Gary Margolis, legendary Southern California gambler, sports bettor, and rockin' tour. 2-2 last week. King, you are now, I believe, 11-6. 11-6 for the season. Pretty good, but I got to tell you, there are a line of would-be kings going out the door waiting to walk over your fallen body if you start screwing up. Feel the pressure?
Yes, I sure do, Norman.
Looks like it. Okay, what's on your mind this week before we get to your sterling picks?
Okay, well, first I want to give some more bettors advice. This week we'll start with some bettors advice. Well, if you're going to bet games this year, because of the craziness with COVID and everything, and it seems like injuries seem to happen during the week a lot more than normal, but the COVID is the big one. Wait till you don't bet until probably the day of the games. Don't put in early bets. I think early bets are really, really dangerous because you can bet a situation and then find out half your team is on COVID. And the college games are insane right now about that, but the NFL is getting pretty bad too.
So actually, I mean, generally you like to wait late anyway to see how the lines are moving, but you're saying, particularly with the COVID situation being so fluid, wait as late as you can.
Yeah, because I bet more underdogs, and it seems like the dogs usually go up because the insane keep betting the favorites more and more and more and more, generally.
And do you have some theory that underdogs somehow are protected more from the COVID virus?
It's not because of that, because I'll still wait and decide if the game's good, but I'll pre-pick the game, and then I'll see how it moves. But movement is really important to me. We want to go against the grain. Always.
Okay. Always against the grain, always against the public, always be contrarian. That's the way you operate both in the sports betting world and I believe with the rest of your life. What do you have? Do you have your picks yet? Or what do you have? You have anything else?
Yeah, I have them. Okay, so this week I have 4 NFL games only. Okay, let's start, and I'm going to shock you, Norman. I'm going to start with 2 favorites. You know how often I play favorites. Okay, they're kind of related, though. Okay, first, one of the most talented teams on earth, and I always say it, except for their quarterback, is the Saints, and they're giving 5 to the Falcons. Well, unfortunately, their wonderful human being of a quarterback got hurt. And now Jameis may not be as good of a human being as Drew Brees, but I think he's a far superior football player at this time in their career. And so Jameis takes over. Now they can go deep on you. You got to protect everything. You got a quarterback who can run also. He doesn't like to run, but he's talented enough to run. And so
you believe this is an upgrade, Jameis Winston, right now from Drew Brees?
And it was last year, too, when Drew got hurt.
Well, when they got Teddy Bridgewater. But you believe James Winston is probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league, do you not?
Absolutely. I mean, hey, the guy threw 33 touchdowns. I know he threw 30 picks, but look at Tom Brady's numbers on New England compared to what they are in Tampa Bay. I mean, he's fantastic still, but he throws picks because that's the offense style.
Okay. I'm glad you at least said at least under your breath that he threw 30 picks. That's 30 interceptions. That's 2 a game all season long. That's turnover Teddy.
He threw 33 touchdowns and he led the NFL in yards. And then he can't find a job? Oh, my God.
All right, so
I don't understand
You'll take the Saints -5. You do understand the NFL. You're 11-6 against the spread this year. What's your next favorite?
My favorite, my next one is Tampa Bay. I'm going to lay the 4 against the Rams. Again, Tampa Bay and the Saints are the 2 best teams in the NFC, and I don't even think it's that close. I'm not a fan of the teams in the NFC West, any of them. I think Arizona may be the best one, but those teams all have big deficiencies. And the Rams is going to be, even though Aaron Donald's on the Rams, the Buccaneers defense is great, and they are going to get pressure. And pressure is something Jared Goff can't deal with. Seattle failed to do that last week, and it cost me, but that's the way things go.
Okay, you're big on this pressure thing. Again, I'm telling you, if someone came up to you right now and blew on the back of your neck, you would, in mid-sentence, just giggle or not do the right thing. And that's pressure. So don't blame Jared Goff if he can't take the pressure.
Oh, it's very difficult. But there is like 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the NFL who can.
Okay.
2 of them are playing tonight.
All right, so you'll take Tom Brady, usually a safe bet, and you'll take the Bucs -4. What else do you have?
Next, I got the Bengals
Well,
getting between 1 and 2. I think the spread has moved a little bit, 1.5.
We don't have
Personally.
moving spreads here. The Bengals plus what?
Plus, we'll say
1.5?
1.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay. So the Bengals 1.5 against the Redskins. Well, when NFC East teams start becoming favorites, I'm betting the other side, especially when they're playing somebody else. And the Bengals have, they played really good. Last week, they finally found a team that could dominate them, but it's not that embarrassing when they're the only undefeated team in the NFL. So the Steelers just crushed them. But Burrow has yet to have a really, really bad game, and I don't think he's going to have it against these Redskins. And the Redskins offense is,
Okay, that's three Arskins. They are the Washington football team. I believe that changed.
Oh, that's exactly
7 or 8 years ago.
The WFC.
Yeah. So their defense obviously won't, and they've been playing pretty good. They won't do as much damage to Joe Burrow, you're saying, as the Steelers did. So you will take the Bengals plus 1.5.
Exactly.
And now say Washington football team for me.
Washington football team.
All right.
I just don't like saying that.
Nobody likes saying that. So just go WTF or Washington. And your final pick of the week.
Okay, my final pick of the week is actually my best pick, I think.
I don't know. Just give us the pick. Last week you gave us some 2-unit pick.
A pretty good football team.
Yeah.
What's that?
Last week you gave us some 2-unit pick. It was your best pick of the week, and I'm sure it didn't come in. So just give us the pick and tell us, you think this is your best pick. But go ahead. Stop smiling and give us a loser.
Well, I'll take the Jets. I'll take the Jets plus 8.5. The key is I think the Jets are playing better. The last couple of games, they really looked a lot better, including the one that against New England. And now they're playing the Chargers. The Chargers, they're the most snake-bitten team I've ever seen. For them to lay 8.5 points, I just think is ridiculous. I mean, I know the Jets aren't the best team, and the Chargers are way more talented, but they'll find a way to. This might be the Jets' one win of the season. I don't know. Okay. They might go 0-16, but the Jets are going to cover that number. 8.5 is a big number.
All right. Well, okay. Let's go over your picks. Saints -5, Bucks -4, Bengals plus 1.5, Jets plus 8.5. Are you in some type of semi-witness protection program since pretty much the top half of your head has not been seen during most of this? Do you owe somebody money?
Yeah, I'm on the lam as usual, Norman.
All right, well, you found the right place. Nobody will see you here. All right, thank you very much, as usual, Gary Margolis. He is the king. And, Gary, by the way, one of my friends was asking me this week, why exactly do they call you the king?
I am the king.
Okay, that's good enough for me. Thanks, Gary. We'll see you again next week.
All right, bye, Norm.